Today on What the F News. A Norfolk woman washes her grandmother in the washing machine. Australians' Kong Island-sized creatures make headlines again. An Indian man slaps the shawarma out of a commercial airline pilot's mouth. A naked Alabama man cannonballs inside of a Bass Pro Shop aquarium. For these stories and more, please stay tuned in with me today here at the WTF. You're not going to want to miss this. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of What the F News, where we look at the top what the f***s in the news within the last couple of weeks around the globe. As always, if you do enjoy the video, don't forget, like and subscribe. So without further delay, let's jump right into today's episode. So starting us off today, a Norfolk woman got the surprise of her life when she washed her grandmother in the washing machine. Now, it's not what you think.
I actually don't know how this has happened, but I've just washed me nan.
The 30-year-old Brit kept her grandmother's ashes in a small black bag in her drawer in her bedroom. It seems as though her cat had gotten into the drawer and somehow dragged the bag into the laundry basket. Luckily, it must have been an airtight bag, because the ashes themselves were not damaged or destroyed. But my question is, who the hell keeps their grandmother's ashes in their drawer in their bedroom? I mean, did you even like your nan? I mean, it's not a bag of weed. Now, I'm not sure how they do things over there in Britain, but I've seen crackheads keep their crack in better containers. I mean, come on. A UK man is lucky to be alive after sustaining a broken neck, a fractured spine, smashed ribs, blood in his lungs, and other life-threatening injuries. Now get ready to hear where these injuries came from. Tripping over his cat. The 59-year-old British man stumbled down 14 steps when his cat felt like playing a game of F that dude's feet at the top of his stairwell. Unfortunately, the victim had to lay in a pool of his own blood for 14 hours before his wife got home from work to find him. Unfortunately, the cat has since been put up for adoption. I'm just playing with you with that last part. The owner himself is not upset with the cat and just chalked it up to one of those things. Imagine losing your son to addiction issues, going years without communicating with him, and then randomly receiving a death certificate and an urn of his ashes in the mail. Well, this happened to a family in Oregon. Funny part is, their son wasn't actually dead. 23-year-old Tyler Chase was declared dead after a drug overdose, but he had actually been living in a recovery program for the last few months. Turns out, a man was found dead back in September with Tyler's wallet. Amongst that wallet, they found a temporary driver's license. Unfortunately, the temporary driver's license did not have a picture of Tyler on it. Therefore, the Multnomah, or however you say it, their county examiner had identified the man as Chase. Wait, what do you mean that the police just half-assed their job and just simply put a name on a death certificate so they could call the case closed? These are Oregon's finest. A 13-year-old from Oklahoma becomes the first person to beat Tetris. Now, actually beating Tetris isn't about reaching a certain level or defeating a boss. It's about pushing the game to its absolute limits. The teenager from Oklahoma just took 38 minutes to crash the game at the level of 157, which has never been done by a human. Because hey, what the hell else is there to do in Oklahoma other than get fat? A fast food restaurant has recently opened in Ahmedabad, India, but guess what it's decorated with? Graves. Yeah. Unfortunately, the owner, Krishnan Kuti, after unknowingly buying land that was actually a cemetery, decided to go ahead and move forward and open what is known as the Lucky Restaurant. The owner believes that he could benefit from this decision, and he also believes that dining with the dead is good luck. So instead of covering up or paving over the stones, he instead simply built a restaurant around them. He claims to take care of the graves, says he cleans them daily and adorns them with flowers. So if you've ever been curious what it's like to eat beside a dead person, guess what? Now you can find out. A pissed off Indian man on an Indigo flight from Delhi to Goa became irate and slapped the straight shit out of a commercial airline pilot's mouth. This came right after the announcement was made that there was going to be a 13-hour delay. The delay was due to poor visibility because of dense fog. The passenger, Sahil Kataria, was quick to apologize to the pilot after being arrested in the airport. While many people took to social media to lambast the passenger, many people also went on to say as this comes as no surprise, as Indigo flights are known for f***ing their passengers in the ass with no Vaseline. Man, this sounds like American Airlines. A 42-year-old Alabama man stripped down naked after running into a pole in a Bass Pro Shop parking lot. From there, proceeding to run into Bass Pro Shop itself and doing a cannonball into the aquarium. The man swam around in the water for roughly 5 minutes before the police showed up, only to get out of the water, yell a few swear words at the police officers, and do a dive right back in. Upon exiting the aquarium, the man slipped onto the concrete floor below, knocking himself out cold. But I just have two things to say regarding this. Number one, this definitely sounds like some Alabama shit. And number two, I think we should give the dude a trophy for doing what all of us want to do. Sir, you have my support. Who's ready for another airplane story? On a Christmas Eve flight from Birmingham, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia, an unnamed man proceeded to shit all over himself in his seat, continued to sit in this said shit for roughly an hour and a half, and then depart the plane into the Atlanta airport covered in this shit. According to eyewitness accounts, the whole bottom and back of the seat was covered in the said feces, and upon exiting the plane, everybody could see that the shit had worked its way halfway up the man's back. So this just begs the question, what's worse, a crying baby, or a man who has shit himself and is now marinated in it for roughly an hour? You be the judge of that. An Australian mother found one of the world's most venomous snakes in her son's underwear drawer. Because, you know, Australia. A 5-foot eastern brown snake, which is considered to be the second most poisonous snake in the world, was believed to have made it into the house after hiding in some clothes that were hanging outside on the clothesline. Even worse, there's a video. You've been warned.
Oh, there it is. A brown snake in an underwear drawer.
Well, honey, I'm sorry. It looks like we're going to have to find a new place to live, because I had to burn down that house. Well, since we're talking about the land down under, we might as well stay on the subject. The largest male specimen of the world's most venomous spider has now been found. It's been located on the Central Coast, roughly 50 miles north of Sydney. Because again, Australia. The funnel web spider, which they have named Hercules, is equipped with fangs that could pierce a human fingernail and can actually bring death to a human within 15 minutes. The spider measured 7.9 centimeters, or 3.1 inches, from foot to foot, and surpassed the previous record holder from 2018, the male funnel web spider named Colossus. So have fun trying to sleep tonight. A Malaysian construction worker somehow survived and kept his sight when a nail gun malfunctioned, leading him to shoot a 3-centimeter nail through his eye, which became lodged in his brain. The 30-year-old man was using an air-pressured nail gun without using goggles, you know, like a smart guy. Of course, the equipment jammed, and old Einstein over there thought it would be a good idea to look into the barrel. And, just like something from a Final Destination movie, the nail gun went off. The man was rushed to a local hospital where emergency surgery was done. Luckily, the nail had missed the vital arteries and nerves in the eye, somehow, and therefore the man avoided any long-term damage. In a lucky turn of events, I was actually able to catch up to the victim for an interview. It seems like he's actually sued the nail gun company and is living pretty comfortably now.
Damn, these things are fast.
So that's going to wrap up today's episode. As always, I just want to thank everybody so much for sticking around. If you did enjoy the episode, don't forget, like and subscribe. I do plan on continuing to make these What the F News videos, and I hope to see you next time. So as always, take care, and peace.